we need to eat whole food. So plant-based food and whole food. So I want to explain, this slide explains the difference between whole versus processed food. So I've taken an example of corn. If you eat bhutta, corn on the cob, that is a whole food. You have not disturbed the food at all. It is how the nature intended it to grow. When you take some frozen corn out of your refrigerator and make corn soup, it is slightly processed because it went through the freezing process and it has been in storage for whatever time, weeks or months. But it still is whole food, it's slightly processed. Corn meal is another little more processed. Corn flour is atta made out of corn, which is even more processed. Corn is starch. And then we look at popcorn. Popcorn is treated at high temperature where the corn actually has changed. It pops up and the composition changes. But all of these are whole food at least. They're processed, but they're whole food. Now when we come to corn flakes, which you eat for breakfast, that's not whole food. And it is highly processed food. When you make oil out of corn, that is even more processed because you have to get rid of the fiber and you keep the oil. They make high fructose corn syrup. It is a replacement for sugar that gets added to all soft drinks. Most of the food that you buy packaged instead of sugar, because sugar is expensive and high fructose corn syrup is cheaper, so they add high fructose corn syrup. So in this example, try to avoid the last three. I mean, obviously the last one is the worst, and avoid high fructose corn syrup, avoid corn oil, and avoid corn flakes. Try to eat bhutta as much as possible, or corn atta is good as well. So this is the whole concept of mine and of these whole food enthusiasts and the doctors in the movement, that we must eat food as it was intended. We must not eat refined food, which means all the oils are refined, so we should not eat any vegetable oil. We should not, all sugar is refined, so you can eat sugar cane. Sugar cane, when you eat, they eat tiny pieces called gandheri. Gandheri is very good for you. But the gur that is made out of gandheri is not good for you. Or sugar that is made out of gandheri is not good for you. So eat peanuts, but don't eat peanut oil. Eat all foods, try to eat them in natural form. Avoid food that you're buying in cardboard packages, okay, because they are obviously processed food.